favor Borgia's cause, it being to eliminate Santa Claus.
Aye, this is Dr. Webster. We'll begin our program shortly, but first I wanted to tell you a little about our generous sponsor of this program, McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick. Actually, here's my friend Ann to tell you more than I can.
Established in 1935, McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick is a full-service law firm with 8 offices in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland, and D.C. McNeese provides clients with a comprehensive range of legal services for businesses, public entities, educational institutions, and individuals. Learn more at mcneeselaw.com.
Thanks, Ann, and thank you, McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick, for sponsoring this program. Now on with the show!
The Columbia Workshop presents The Plot to Overthrow Christmas, written by Norman Corwin and directed by Chris Velez. Did you hear about the plot to overthrow Christmas? Well, gather you now from Maine to the Isthmus of Panama and listen to the story of the utter inglory of some gory goings-on in hell. Now, it happened in Hades, ladies and gentlemen. It happened down there that fiends held a meeting. The fiends held a meeting for the purpose of defeating Christmas. With the aid of a fade on the radio, we'll take you there with a hi and a hey-de-ho to hear firsthand the brewing of a plot down in the deepest Stygian grot.
Grot is a poetical term for grotto. Whenever you hear my voce sotto or sotto voce, whichever you prefer, it's just I, making pains to make quite sure that nobody makes a poetical allusion, which might in any way create confusion. I return you now to the voice you were hearing, before I had to do this interfering.
In this Stygian grot, the notables of Limbo hatched a plot, and what went on in the sulphurous hole will soon pick up by remote control. Of course, such a pickup is not made quickly. As a matter of fact, it's rather trickly. You mustn't mind if it sounds erratic. That's merely intra-terrestrial static. Don't be surprised if you're deafened by thunder just as we start on our journey under. You'll hear earthquakes and all of the commoner varieties of natural phenomenon, and so below, via radio, to regions where legions of the damned go.
Nero? Do you hear? Nero!
How dare you interrupt me in the middle of a movement of my favorite concerto? You should look to the improvement of your manners.
Sir, if you please, my apologies. I would not have intruded upon your recital if the matter were not so terribly vital.
The most important matter in the world is piddling when it comes to be compared to Nero's fiddling.
Now, what you say may be very true, but I've been sent here to summon you to a great massed meeting of the tortured souls down in the grot of the flaming coals.
A meeting? For what? What's the big idea? Why can't a fella find some peace round here?
Peace, poor soul, can't be found on the premises. This is a region abounding in nemesis.
Now you're talking like a travel folder. Tell me, varlet, before I smolder, why are we meeting? Who's on the spot?
We're meeting in order to fabricate a plot against the festival that mortal men comfort in, gladden in, again and again. You see, every year they get together.
Never mind the facts. I don't want to hear how mortal man acts. The only information about which I care concerns the mass meeting and who'll be there.
His wickedness, Mephisto, will preside.
Naturally.
And several of the Borgias will be sitting by his side, and down in front by the sizzling sodium will be many personalities, noted for their odium. Haman, Caligula, Medusa, and Legree.
That's all very nice, but what about me?
Oh, you'll be sitting in row A, center, between Ivan the Terrible, the Tormentor, and Circe.
Mercy! Why, they're both deranged!
Do you wish me to see if your seat can be changed?
Yes, if you will, please. Taste comes first, even though a soul may be eternally cursed.
Right-ho. See you at the meeting, then.
Yes, and now, back to my fiddling again.
This is I, the sotto voce person. It should have been explained that Nero is rehearsing, for nothing in particular. He's just that way. While hell's fires burn, he likes to play. It makes him feel a little more at home. It's just an evocation he picked up in Rome.
What is happening? Come on. Let's get this going. All right.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
meeting will now come to order. Please. I've called you here from over 60 seas of boiling pitch and blazing phosphorus to stop what constitutes a loss for us. We've lost prestige, and I greatly deplore that we stand in danger of losing more in the way of confidence and spirit. We're far from our goal. We're nowhere near it. And this is the reason. Though we've done well in carrying forward the work of hell, we've left a very big job unfinished. After all these years, there's undiminished goodwill on earth every late December because of Christmas.
Absolutely right.
Now, please remember that as long as this continues to be, the race of man will not belong to me. I will listen now to any questions you may want to ask.
I do have
Then,
something I would like to
suggestions.
On me.
Mr. Chairman.
Brother Haman has the floor.
You say we've done well in our efforts to sell evil. I say we've done better. We have carried out the letter of your law. We've done what I think is a pretty good job. And I say, as a veteran demon...
Sit down there, Haman. Enough of this valley.
Sit down yourself. You're out of your trolley.
Sit down, for I am Ivan the Terrible.
You're telling us, why, you're unbearable.
This is not funny.
Fellow demons, this is no way to act. I warn you, proceed with a little more tact. I want more decorum in this forum. These personal remarks you make must cease. Now, Brother Ivan, speak your piece.
I merely want to say in casually that the man is a radical. He always gets fanatical. If anyone would think to hear him snort that the orcs of the devil should just stop short. Anybody think to hear him talking that the dragons and lizards should stop walking the ways of the world?
Mr. Chairman, Brother Ivan is a demagogue with a brain like a fly and the manners of a hog. And now he says that I'm radical, fanatical. I don't understand.
That's enough. We shall hear from others. Surely there must be among you, brothers, enough of venom and malevolence to crush a mortal man's benevolence. It comes to this. Are we going to let a little holiday, like Christmas, get the better of us all down here below?
No.
Very well then, sirs. Very well. Let's go. Let's lay down plans now to overthrow this Christmas business and all that guff of holly and mistletoe and stuff.
Get on with
Trees and angels. Bah humbug.
Mr. Chairman.
Brother Caligula may take the floor.
Mr. Chairman, I abhor, as a former emperor, anything which curbs our rule. I suggest we start right in manufacturing more sin. Let us give some presents too, candy sticks and things to chew, fruits and nuts and little cakes, poisonous as rattlesnakes.
Ooh,
Yes.
rattlesnakes.
I do
like
love
that.
poison. That sounds excellent.
Let our subtlest worker be bichloride of mercury. Let us wrap in tinsel bright little gifts of dynamite.
Excellent idea by far.
Yes, I hope we choose.
Work things so that men will fear whenever 1225 draws near. Soon, at this rate, if you please, men will hang from Christmas trees.
My dear Caligula, permit the
to
chair
all.
to say you've got something there. And now, with this fine start, let's hear some more.
Mr. Chairman, may I level with the devil?
Yes, Brother Nero, you may have the floor.
With all due respects to Caligula's views, I think there's a better method we can use. I've just lately that men are giving the razz to classical music by making it jazz. They're swinging Bach and what is keener, they're doing the shag to the Palestrina. As a connoisseur of music, of course, I love the works of Rimsky-Korsakov. But today I note, with a bitter shrug, they've made Scheherazade a jitterbug.
Much as we admire your clever rhyme, will you get to the point? We're wasting time.
I was just about to say, when interrupted, that Christmas can easily be corrupted. If you take and swing all the Christmas carols, why, think of the evil, just barrels and barrels of sacrilege every time you play a pious song in a profane way. Why, once you entice them to swing Noel, then victory belongs to us, fiends. Well?
Yes.
Does have a point.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Simon Legree.
I'd like to say that it seems to me that you all is barking up a coonless tree. I think Mr. Nero has made a wrong guess. The way to go about it is to get in Congress and bribe a bunch of senators who know their oats and just make a purchase of a block of votes. and then they can legislate a situation where they rule all Christmas right out of the nation. They can all get together and pass a law where there ain't gonna be no Christmas anymore.
I like that. It's
I
true.
like
It's true. It's true.
politicians.
I
They're
think
the
that Legree's
worst.
suggestion is a beaut
It
with
is
them.
very cute.
and quite astute.
To me, it seems a bit impractical because you'd have to be so tactical. For instance, now, a senator who would sell his vote to our lobbyists might very well go out and become a tool of agencies representing the Yule.
They turn all night is
That's
right.
true. It was like that in the Roman
Yes.
Senate.
Well, in that case,
Well, Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Miss Borgia.
I think we should all give pause to think about this Santa Claus. He is the man behind the scenes, the symbol of what Christmas means. If we could rub him out, my friend, our troubles would be at an end. Just think how it would tickle us to liquidate Saint Nicholas.
Watch
Certainly
him
has a
melt
point.
away.
I'm listening. I like
A
liquidating.
girl like me could fascinate the guy and then assassinate.
Do you think you could do it, pretty one? Are you sure you wouldn't be by pity one?
Sometimes you are an awful tease, my master Mephistopheles. Ain't I murdered several dozens, poisoned uncles, aunts, and cousins? Don't my work down here in Hades make me first among the ladies?
Well said.
Men of virtue all have cussed me. I am sure that you can trust me.
Well, of that, we haven't a particle of doubt, Miss Borgia. I'm sure we all have nothing but kind feelings towards you.
That is funny.
But many times a woman spy, alas, adores her victims. Dames make poor ambassadors.
Do you imply that such defects are found inherent in my sex?
I do.
Well, listen here, old Ironsides. You're headed for some cyanides. You've crossed a Borgia, and you know the consequences that follow.
I want to see
How dare you, woman?
Come, disciples. This is very bad. There's nothing to be gained by getting mad. Suppose we put the matter to a vote. All those in favor of the motion made by Fiend Caligula, which was to shade the glamour of the holiday by using selected poisons of our choosing. All those in favor will please signify by raising to their feet and saying, aye.
Aye.
One vote in favor, Caligula's. And those opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
The motion is defeated. Up we bring the plan of Brother Nero's, viz., to swing the hymns and pious music. All those for will please respond by raising up a paw.
For!
And those against?
Nay.
Very well. Now, the project of Legree's. Who is there here who totally agrees?
I do.
Legree votes for himself. And those opposed?
Opposed.
Obviously.
And now all those who favor Borgia's cause, it being to eliminate Santa Claus.
Aye.
For myself.
Aye.
And those opposed? It seems to me the woman has a way with them. At least she has carried the day with them. The motion is carried. Now we will decide which one of us will take old Nick for a ride. We'll all draw lots, and thus settle the moot point of who will be sent to execute.
There's only one viable option.
This is your old friend Sotto Voce, visiting down here where it's eternal noche. Noche is Spanish for night, you know. It's merely a reference just to show that English isn't all I have to go by. Oh well, I guess I missed my calling. I should have been a lobbyist. You see, I'm stalling to give them time to finish the voting. Let's see, the weather. Now, I'm quoting the Daily Hellion. Continued heat, both overhead and under feet. Fresh and moderate gases blowing, up to gale force, and then going north by westerly. Light showers of brimstone by the evening hours. That's what it says here. I'm not fibbing. How am I doing with my ad-libbing? This is a thing a gabbers have fun with. Say, the drawing should soon be done with. We expect the results any moment now. As soon as...
The lots have been drawn, and I'm glad to say the honor has fallen Nero's way.
As expected.
Nero, so be it.
Now, Nero, you are charged with a great task. It's the evilest deed that we could ask a fiend to do. We'll be proud of you.
Now, just one moment. How do I get there? What do I wear? Is it dry or wet there? Is it fact or fancy or just word of mouth that he lives at the pole? Is it north or south? If he dwells in the regions to which I've referred, must I pass through a camp of Admiral Byrd? What should I use when it comes to the showdown? A gun or a dagger? Give me the lowdown!
Now, Nero, you needn't sound so tragic. You'll get to Earth by the blackest magic. To create an express elevator is simple for an expert spell creator. With a lot of pyrotechnic dazzle, we'll let you off on a hill in Basel, Switzerland. From there, you'll make your way through ice with a blowtorch. After a while, you're bound to reach Santa's domicile. And once you get there, my dear Nero, all of our work will have gone for zero if you don't succeed in your assignment. A disadvantage of our confinement in limbo is the fact that we only get one chance in the eternal roulette of circumstances.
I know. If at first we don't succeed, we can try and try again. But there is no need because nothing will come of it. Meaning no offense. Do you mind if I take my departure hence?
That, my friends, was a big brass gong. It's used in this story right along to indicate that we're about to travel to points where the plot will further unravel. And now, if Ambassador Nero elects, we'll soon have another spot of sound effects.
Tell me, stranger, is this Basel, Switzerland, or is this already Donner and Blitzerland?
Donner and Blitzerland's 5,000 miles away.
Tell me, stranger, I've been walking inland for weeks. Where am I now?
In Finland.
Tell me, stranger, because I've lost stock, where am I now?
In Vladivostok?
Listen, stranger, all these centuries of blistering heat, now I have to suffer from freezing feet. I'm wincing with pain from this pesky toe.
Don't speak English, Eskimo.
I declare by my frenetic soul, I must be over the magnetic pole. My watch is stopped. Can that be right? I wonder. Ah, a light. A light? In a moment now, you'll hear me knock on Santa's door, and he'll unlock it, nevermore to lock again.
Coming!
So is doom.
How do you do, sir?
Very well, indeed. And you, sir?
Splendidly. Won't you come right in? Take your coat off. I can see your chin is frozen. Also your hands and knees. Sit down while I get some antifreeze.
Don't bother, sir. I will not be long. I'm about to perpetrate a fearful wrong. In short, I'm going to do away with...
Take it easy. Take it easy. Do not play with that gun. I know all about you.
Really?
Haven't I had my agents scout you for weeks? You've come all this way to abolish Christmas. And let me say...
Listen, Santa. I'm no callow stripling. I've read Ernest Hemingway and Kipling, and also The Shooting of Dan McGrew, and plenty of detective stories, too. And just to show you what broad guy I am, I've also the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Do you think that a fellow with this reading so graded could have learned so little as to be dissuaded from the main objective? Why, don't make me giggle!
I'd feel a lot better if you didn't wiggle that gun so. Much as I'm impressed with your education, I honestly believe that a figure of your station should have given more thought to the ways of man and less devotion to the cult of Pan.
By others, no doubt your wisdom may be prized, but I didn't come here to be criticized. In fact, I came to dispatch a duty. So don't hand me any of this tutti-frutti. If you have any last words you want to say, then spill 'em. I haven't got all day.
What's the rush? Unless I've counted wrong, the polar day has always been 6 months long.
Well, after I've disposed of you, I've got to hurry. Right back to hell, or they'll begin to worry.
Not about you, but about your career in homicide. Do you think the mere loss of you would make them hysterical? Their only interest is numerical.
Think so?
Mephisto wants to rule just as much of humanity as possible for reasons of personal vanity.
By the sticks, you're right to think that he dare. Are there any ladies here? Will you permit me to swear?
My answer to that is an emphatic no. There are several lady dolls in the toy room below.
Oh, Claudius. Oh, Cassius. Oh, Nepenthaline. What a fool I've been. What a fool I've been. But wait, I think I see what you're after. You're as clever as a big-time Roman grafter. You remind me now of my royalty just to get me in a mood for disloyalty. Do you think I could be that meanly deceptive to Satan? Why, Santa, I'm keenly perceptive. I can see right through all your clever ruses. Nero can be plenty foxy when he chooses. I'll have you know that I'm partly a dreamer, partly a wit, and partly a schemer. I'm part philosophical and also part mystic.
I suppose you fancy that you're highly artistic.
Fancy? I have such a sense of beauty.
Don't hand me a helping of tutti frutti. Any creature who really had beauty in his soul would appreciate Christmas. He would know that the whole idea of the holiday was one of such power that all the fiends below would gnash their fangs and glower, yet never in a million years could do it harm, because it has a glory, a greatness, a charm you know nothing about.
That's so.
The spirit that it venerates, the good cheer that it generates, are things far, far beyond you. For all your wealth, no man on earth would sell you these.
Am I so cursed as that? Will you tell me, please, what beauties there may be that I have never seen?
Have you ever seen a Christmas tree? Tall and green, smelling of woodlands, covered with a sheen of silverness. Its branches bend low with the fruits of human kindness instead of snow.
No.
Have you ever closely witnessed what takes place any Christmas morning on a young child's face, or perceived any beauties purer than the joys distilled in the hearts of little girls and boys? Have you ever watched a fire in a fireplace on a Christmas Eve, or listened to grace at a table heavy with fruits and cakes and all the wonders that a kitchen makes, fowls and pastries, wines and meats, and nuts and raisins and candied sweets? Have you ever seen mistletoe hanging from a ceiling? In the frosty air, heard a far bell pealing? Have you ever come back from a sleigh ride tingling and your feet keeping time with the sleigh bells jingling? Have you ever seen the beauty of a sprig of holly, or felt for a moment how it feels to be jolly?
Golly!
Have you ever known how exceedingly pleasant it is to unwrap a Christmas present? Did you ever know how much cheer it lends to be wished a Merry Christmas by all your friends? Did you ever experience the fun of giving? Do you know at all the joys of living?
I guess I don't. For all of me, I never knew such things could be. Just think how long in ignorance I've slept.
It must have been the company you kept.
I was a wicked tyrant once, you know.
Ah, yes, but that was centuries ago. You had no real way of knowing.
Perhaps. I guess that I'll be going. I really should be getting on my way.
But do you have to? Don't you want to stay?
You see, I'm just a bit...
Embarrassed?
Why, yes, sir.
Now, don't look so harassed. I know why it is that you came, and who it was that sent you, but that's all done with. I take it you repent of all your past mistakes.
With many pains and aches of conscience.
Then you are welcome here. Please, take your hat off. Your coat, your muffler also. Take your spat off. What happened to the other one? Well, no matter. You're pretty thin. You'll presently be fatter. I serve good food here. I'll get you a platter of steak and mushrooms, medium or rare. I'll bet that you're hungry as a bear. Now just sit down. That's it. Right over here, and tell me, will you have some wine or beer? I never touch the stuff myself, but I managed to keep on hand a little rye for medicinal purposes. I mean, your chin should be unfrozen. What a state it's in.
A while ago, you asked me if I understood good cheer. I do now, St. Nicholas. I see it standing here. I want to ask you something, sir. Now, please, don't give a yelp. Is there any sort of work to do where I can be of help?
Indeed there is. Indeed there is. And I'm glad you asked me. I have so many toys to make this year, the job just got past me. But first, you sit and eat this bowl. I've got a little trifle I'd like for you to see, so will you sit right down here and stifle your curiosity? I'll get it for you right away. It's down the hall a piece.
Well, who'd ever think it? Will wonders ever cease? At last, after all these centuries, I'm so happy I could buzz. It shows what a little Christmas spirit does. As emperor, I envied off the cheerfulness of peasants, and now...
Well, here it is now, Nero, my boy. By way of Christmas presents, I offer you this little gift.
But, Santa, for what reason?
A very good one, sir. To wit, compliments of the season. Well, go ahead, open it. Why stand there so reflecting?
I'm just collecting thoughts, St. Nick. My thoughts, I'm just collecting. Just think how far a tiny bit of fellowship would carry us. Oh, well. I say. What's this? What's this? It is a Stradivarius. I thank you. Oh, thanks a million times. I don't know what to say to you. I'll tell you what I'll do, St. Nick. I'll start right in and play for you. I'll play, and I'll play all night and day for you.
Fine. Now here's some music. I'm sure you'll play it well. It's a little piece entitled Noel, Noel.
This is I, remember me, your sotto voce friend? I've just come back to tell you that this story is at an end.
This has been The Plot to Overthrow Christmas, written by Norman Corwin, directed by Chris Velez. You have been listening to Don Karn on the violin, Rebecca Eastman as announcer, Mindy Haynes as sotto voce, Josh Brown as courier, Cal Weary as Nero, Andrew Texter as Mephisto, Joe Wallison as Haman, Matthew Davis as Ivan the Terrible, Tim Lambert as Caligula, Todd Fogdall as Simon Legree, Shay Paxton as Strangers and Voice, Shannon McElroy as Lucretia Borgia, and Jeffrey T. Bitzer as Santa. This show was recorded and edited at DreamWrights Center for Community Arts with sound engineer and technical director Jay Schmuck. Live sound effects performed and edited by Dave Unger and Enzo Messina. From all of us at DreamWrights, we wish you a blessed holiday season and thank you for joining us.
Then he got an idea.
An awful idea.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
Oh boy, a hot cup of coffee. Oh no, I just bought that coffee.
What if I told you you could spend that same amount once a month and help provide great programs that teach and build upon confidence, character, and communication?
I like the alliteration of those 3 C's. What's it called?
The 3 C's Giving Circle Program.
Oh, great name. But I forget things a lot and don't like being bothered with reminders.
Well, that's no problem. With the 3 C's, you sign up once and say how much or how many monthly cups of coffee you want to donate, and it takes it out automatically each month.
So I never have to think about it?
That's right. But you'll feel a little bounce in your step knowing that your monthly gift goes a long way toward helping to cover the cost of many of the necessities needed for some great programming, such as scripts, paint, costume supplies, and equipment.
Well, I'm feeling a little bounce in my step already.
Oh, careful, there's a puddle of coffee here. Oh, wowee.
Thank you, McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick, for sponsoring this program. Now on with the show!
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, written by Dr. Seuss and adapted to Reader's Theater by Sharon Drummond, directed by Amanda Nowell.
Everyone down Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason.
It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right.
It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight.
But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small.
But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Whos.
Staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're hanging their stockings!
He snarled with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he grabbed with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew.
All the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then...
Oh, the noise! Oh, the noise! Noise, noise, noise!
That's one thing he hated.
The noise!
Noise.
Noise!
Noise.
Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to feast.
And they'd feast.
And they'd feast.
And they'd feast.
Feast.
Feast!
Feast. And they would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast.
Which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least.
And then they'd do something he liked least of all.
Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand. And the Who's would start singing.
They'd sing.
And they'd sing.
And they'd sing.
Sing!
Sing.
Sing.
And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sang,
The more the Grinch thought.
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
Then he got an idea.
An awful idea.
The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.
I know just what to do.
The Grinch laughed in his throat.
And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat.
And he chuckled and clucked.
What a great Grinchy trick! With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick! All I need is a reindeer.
the Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch?
No!
The Grinch simply said,
If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead.
So he called his dog Max.
Then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head.
Then he loaded some bags.
And some old empty sacks.
On a ramshackle sleigh.
And he hitched up old Max.
Then the Grinch said,
Giddy up!
And the sleigh started down toward the homes where the Whos lay a snooze in their town.
All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air.
All the Whos were all dreaming sweet dreams without care.
When he came to the first little house on the square.
This is stop number 1.
The old Grinchy Claus hissed.
And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist.
Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch.
But if Santa could do it,
Then so could the Grinch.
He got stuck only once, for a moment or two.
Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue where the little Who stockings all hung in a row.
These stockings,
He grinned.
are the first things to go.
Then he slithered and slunk, with a smile most unpleasant.
Around the whole room, and he took every present.
Pop guns.
And bicycles.
Roller skates.
Drums.
checkerboards.
Tricycles.
Popcorn.
And plums.
And he stuffed them in bags.
Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox.
He took the Who's feast.
He took the Who pudding.
He took the roast beast.
He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash.
Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash.
Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee.
And now,
Grinned the Grinch.
I will stuff up the tree.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove.
When he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove.
He turned around fast, and he saw a small Who.
Little Cindy Lou Who.
Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter who'd got out of bed for a cup of cold water.
She stared at the Grinch and said,
Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why?
But you know that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie.
He thought it up quick.
Why, my sweet little tot,
The fake Santa Claus lied.
there's a light on this tree that won't light on one side, so I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there, then I'll bring it back here.
And his fib fooled the child.
Then he patted her head, and he got her a drink, and he sent her to bed.
And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up.
Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire.
Then he went up the chimney, himself. The old liar.
On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire.
And the one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse.
Then he did the same thing to the other Whos' houses.
Leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses.
It was 15:15 dawn.
All the Who's still abed.
all the Who's still a snooze.
When he packed up his sled, packed it up with their presents,
The ribbons.
The wrappings.
the tags,
And the tinsel.
The trimmings.
The trappings.
3,000 feet up.
Up the side of Mount Crumpet.
He rode with his load to the tip top to dump it.
Pooh-pooh to the Who's.
He was Grinchishly humming.
They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open for a minute or two, and then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. That's a noise.
Grinned the Grinch.
That I simply must hear.
So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow.
It started in low, then it started to grow.
But the sound wasn't sad.
Why, this sound sounded merry.
It couldn't be so.
But it was merry.
Very.
He stared down at Whoville.
The Grinch popped his eyes.
Then he shook.
What he saw was a shocking surprise.
Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing.
Without any presents at all.
He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came.
Somehow or other, it came just the same.
And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow,
Stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags.
And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore.
Then the Grinch thought something he hadn't before.
Maybe Christmas,
He thought.
doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more.
And what happened then?
Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
And the minute his heart didn't feel quite so tight, he whizzed with his load through the bright morning light.
And he brought back the toys.
And the food for the feast.
And
He himself.
the Grinch carved the roast beast.
This has been How the Grinch Stole Christmas, written by Dr. Seuss and adapted to Reader's Theater by Sharon Drummond, directed by Amanda Nowell. You have been listening to Jonah McDonald as the Grinch, Elijah Cross as Quotations Who, Eleanor Uchef as Cindy Lou Who, Autumn Dickmeyer as Who 1, Emma Antonacci as Who 2, Kevin Uchef as Who 3, Sarah Uchef as Who 4, Amber Gamper as Who 5, Beth Boger as Who 6, Mark Evans as Who 7, Charlotte Evans as Who 8, Maylee Graves as Who 9, Andrea Stevenson as Who 10, Elliot Evans as Who 11, and Alyssa Green as Who 12. This show was directed and edited at DreamWrights Center for Community Arts with sound engineer and technical director Jay Schmuck. Live sound effects performed and edited by Dave Unger and Enzo Messina. From all of us at the DreamWrights family, we wish you a safe and blessed holiday season, and thank you for joining us for How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
The wistful Scrooge trudged along through the dark streets, but just as she reached the door of her little house, she thought she heard something calling.
Auntie Scrooge! Auntie Scrooge!
Whew. This year sure has been strange, Anne.
Sure has, Dougie.
I'm just glad DreamWrights and its new Open for Creativity program has kept the arts going in the community and online.
That's right, Dougie. Open for Creativity has brought thousands of fans and friends together through fairy tales, Zoom play readings, virtual classes, and more.
Wow! So it's not a new center for the community arts, but in addition to all the great programming and education DreamWrights is known for?
That's right, packaged in the same big yellow and blue sewing factory that you know and love.
That's pretty cool. Glad I'm a member.
When your loved ones ask for a quality community arts online or in person, give them a DreamWrights membership and give them joy the whole year long.
Happy holidays! Thank you, McNeese, Wallace, and Nurick for sponsoring this program. Now on with the show!
Holiday Playhouse presents Auntie Scrooge, a backwards Christmas carol. The tale of a cheerful old woman who comes to realize the false spirit of Christmas in these troubled times. For over 160 years, people have enjoyed Charles Dickens' wondrous story, A Christmas Carol, which tells of the miraculous conversion of a miserly Ebenezer Scrooge into a kind, generous, giving man. However, our story takes place today, as we look in upon the great-great-great-great-grandniece of old Ebenezer, who, true to her reformed ancestors' credo, loves Christmas time. She is bright and happy and charitable, a lovely human being, but not for long. Our little ghost story of Christmas opens in New London, Connecticut, on a cold, snowy December 24th, in the year 2000 and something.
Once upon this week, of all the good days in the year, on Christmas Eve, old Auntie Scrooge sat milking her cows in her ice cream factory dairy. Irene Carolyn Scrooge was a pleasing, friendly, gracious, sympathizing, obliging, courteous old woman, a good-natured woman. On this evening, the offices of her I.C. Scrooge Ice Cream Company were shrouded in cold, bleak, biting weather. But external heat and cold had little influence on Auntie Scrooge. Her warmth could warm. No wintry weather could chill her. No wind that blew, was warmer than she. Moo 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 moo. Moo 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 moo. Moo 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 moo.
Oh, bum handbag, that's not quite right, my dears. It doesn't quite move me. Well, maybe that's enough singing for tonight anyway. I don't want to spoil your moory Christmas.
Auntie Scrooge!
Why, hello, Frederica.
Auntie Scrooge, don't you know Bobby Cratchit and I have been searching the whole factory for you?
That's right, Auntie. We've wasted precious time, and time is money.
I'm sorry, Bobby. I know how you worry so about efficiency.
Were you wasting the cows' time again?
Just wishing the cows a moory Christmas. And the chickens a squawky New Year. I just want them to be happy, so they'll produce healthy milk and eggs to go into our holiday eggnog. You know, Frederica, how I love eggnog.
Yes, Auntie, we know. But sales are down for eggnog.
They've been down for years. It's a money loser.
Well, it's only money.
Only money? We have a business to run.
I know, Bobby, but what kind of what kind of Merry Christmas would it be without eggnog?
Merry Christmas? We are not a charity, Auntie. While you do control the majority of stock in the I.C. Scrooge Company, you're old, and your old values are out of step with the public.
What? Kindness is out of step?
Your kind of kindness is. Do you know how much it's going to cost to hold our office Christmas party tomorrow night on Christmas night?
But most of our employees have always liked the annual Christmas evening party.
They like it because we pay them double time to attend. Plus, there's free food and drink. Another money loser. Every dollar counts.
Some things can't be counted, to my mind. These are the things that count the most.
That's insane, Auntie. Your generosity leads to losses, and losses lead to layoffs.
Oh, always looking for a reason to fire people and animals. No wonder they call Bobby Cratchit.
I know. Cratchit the Hatchet.
You see, Christmas is a grand opportunity.
A grand opportunity to exploit the public's appetite.
No! Christmas is a grand opportunity for time-honored traditions, like our annual and generous Christmas night party, and our traditional homemade-style holiday eggnog.
Now, look, Auntie, we'll have the party as planned tomorrow night, but our marketing studies have shown that nobody wants eggnog anymore. It harkens back to a forgotten past and clogged arteries.
My kids won't touch eggnog. Not even Tiny Tim.
Kids today, and adults, want something new, something cool, something with edge.
Ice cream with an edge?
Moo?
Yes, we want to replace our holiday eggnog with boba.
Boba? What's a boba?
Boba is the latest thing, Auntie. It's from Taiwan. All the kids want it. It's made with tea and milk and tapioca globules.
And emulsifier, stabilizer, and high fructose corn syrup, plus preservatives, of course, prolonging the shelf life to all year long.
Yikes! Chemicals? High fructose corn syrup? This would rot kids' teeth. It sounds dreadful.
Oh, it is dreadful and addictive, but new. Think of all the possibilities for marketing. We could do tie-ins.
Yes, the Harry Potter teeth rotter.
No!
Yes, we could advertise it like this. Dentist, the menace.
Taco filling, anyone?
This boba drink would be wretched, Auntie, on purpose. The terrible taste would add novelty and be cheaper to produce. People would buy it.
They buy anything with edge. And no carbs. Boba's just sugar, fat, and ice. And chemicals.
So, Auntie, we want to shut down the old holiday eggnog line and replace it with Cobra Boba, the drink that's awfully good.
But the firm of Scrooge and Marley has long stood for natural goodness and health and joy.
Not always, Auntie. Back in England, Scrooge and Marley started as a usury, a loan sharking company.
And a very profitable one. They had edge. Plenty of it.
Yes, but when Jacob Marley's ghost visited my great-great-great-great-grand uncle, Ebenezer Scrooge, Uncle turned the company around.
Yes, Auntie, we know all about the visitations from the ghost of Christmas past and ghost of Christmas present and ghost of Christmas future.
Yes, but it is the future now, and we've got to change with the times.
What change? We're an ice cream company.
No, we are a chilled refreshment manufacturer, one that has smartly capitalized upon the public's association of the name Scrooge and cold.
Yes, I see Scrooge, cold-heartedly good.
I never liked that ad line.
You can't argue with success.
Oh, I've tried to keep up with the reformed Scrooge family tradition of being kind and generous and sweet, but not teeth-rottingly sweet. Bum handbag, Frederica. This is a bunch of nonsense.
I've had enough, Auntie. We're losing money. Your sentimentality will cost us our future. Nowadays, your old-fashioned ideas are just...
Too old-fashioned. Too retro.
Well, come on, Bobby. This is useless.
Fred! Bobby! Can we work something out? It is Christmas Eve after all.
Merry Christmas, Auntie Scrooge.
Oh, Christmas.
Auntie Scrooge took a melancholy dinner in for her, an unusual melancholy manner, and walked home through the rolling fog and bitter cold. She silently passed street urchins crowding round fire apps in the street, tweeting to keep warm. The wistful Scrooge trudged along through the dark streets, but just as she reached the door of her little house, she thought she heard something calling.
Auntie Scrooge! Auntie Scrooge!
It was the voice of the ghost of the long-dead Marley, whose ghostly face appeared on the door knocker. Auntie Scrooge hurried inside, closed the door, and locked herself in. She double-locked herself in. She checked the sitting room, bedroom, yoga room, all as they should be. Nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, nobody under the bed, nobody in the closet. Secured against surprise, Auntie Scrooge put on her dressing gown and nightcap and sat down before the fire to knit some wool. When, suddenly...
What? What is it? The alarm? A burglar? The mailman? What in the world? Nonsense. A bum handbag? Nonsense. It's a bum handbag. Wait. Oh, what's that? in the cellar, but the doors are locked. Double locked. Something is coming up the stairs. Closer. It's outside my door. Oh, bum handbag. I won't believe it. I say.
Oh, Scrooge. Auntie Scrooge.
Oh, whoa. What do you want with me? Who are you? Santa Claus?
No. I am Marley's ghost.
The ghost of Jacob Marley?
No, he's busy, man. I'm the ghost of Bob Marley.
Bob Marley? The reggae singer from Jamaica? But you're dead.
Yes, man. That's how you get to be a ghost. Don't you see me dreadlocks? I am the sad ghost of Bob Marley, full of dreads.
But Bob Marley in a Santa suit?
It's a long story, man. I had a wonderful life, but it's a terrible afterlife. Oh, man.
Bob Marley? But you were a good guy. You sang about love and peace. You gave people all over the world dope. I mean hope.
Don't hope either way. It's a curse.
What? But I see your chain, Bob. Tell me why.
I wear a retail chain, forged in life, man. Commercialism. I'm chained by gift boxes, jingle bells, Christmas lights, credit card bills. It's a ponderous chain.
I don't get it, Bob. What does Jamaica and your good guy life have to do with being a ghost and wearing a Santa suit and with your suffering over Christmas?
Well, when I was alive, I had a positive vibration, yeah. Positive, oh. Look here, I was a do-gooder.
Yes, I feel the same way. Positive.
Well, once I died, I was doomed to forever have to spread joy and cheer, a symbol of hope, man. That's why the Santa suit, man.
Okay, but you bring gifts to children all over.
No, man. I have to sit with greedy kids in my lap forever and listen to them demand toys and goodies.
Is that so bad? They're only children.
Oh, but they're little monsters, man. The TV materialism and greed have corrupted them. They only want. And my sad fate is to have to give. But I cannot deliver all those wants, so I suffer.
Well, that's unfortunate, Bob, but we've got to try to do what we can, at least while we're alive.
No! You'll think it's the end, but no. Now you get what you want. Do you want more? They always want more.
Yes, there are plenty of people like that in the world, but I'm not like that. I try to give.
Well, if you are generous and kind, those people who are not will eat you alive, and then eat you alive in death too. You see, there are those that take and those that get took. Don't be a fool, Auntie Scrooge, like I was.
I'm sorry for you, Bob. Is there anything I can do?
For me, it is too late, man. But I have come to warn you of a hope and chance of escaping fate. You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
3 spirits? Wait, this is strangely familiar.
Expect the first born when the bell tolls 1. The second and the third soon come. Without the visits, you cannot escape the treadmill that I'm on. Beware the Scrooge fate, Auntie Scrooge. Beware.
And with that, the ghost of Bob Marley vanished in ganja smoke. Auntie Scrooge wondered, was Marley's visit a dream or not? She decided it was a dream and nothing more. But suddenly, Auntie Scrooge found herself face to face with an unearthly visitor. It was a strange figure, like a child, yet not so like a child as like an old woman.
I see, Scrooge.
Are you the spirit that Bob Marley sent?
I am the ghost of Christmas past due.
Christmas past due?
Yes, Christmas past due. Collecting on the debts incurred while paying your dues. Rise and walk with me.
Instantly, Auntie Scrooge and the spirit were transported to the past, to the back room of a beauty parlor, decorated for a holiday party. A small group of teenagers mill about. A young fiddler tunes up.
Oh, Fuzzy Wigwam, I worked here after school. It's our Christmas dance.
Do you see yourself, Scrooge, the young girl with the eager eyes and hopeful smile, ready to dance every dance and do-si-do and curtsy with every boy?
Oh, it was a marvelous dance. So much fun.
Was it, Auntie?
What do you mean?
Well, everybody's got a dance partner. Almost everybody. Who's dancing with you?
Well, no one right now. I'm dancing by myself. I think a boy will ask me in a minute.
Will there ever be one?
But I'm having fun, even if I am dancing alone. I was a pretty good dancer.
Really? Your friends don't think so.
You call that dancing?
Talk about a square dancer.
Get back on the wall, Flower.
Hey, everybody. Give her a hand. Out.
Face it, Auntie. You were a loser. An outcast. You never fit in. Because you were too naive to fit in. Too easy. No edge. Your friends called you what was it?
Loser.
Oh, my friends didn't mean all that, did they? I know they were just kidding. Such jokesters. At least I gave them a lot of laughs.
You were lying to yourself, making lemonade.
Okay, they were mean. They hated me. I didn't need friends like that anyway.
That sounds like sour grapes.
Don't you mean lemons?
Sour grapes, lemons, either way it's a bitter drink. Come, Auntie, my time grows short. Quick. Several years later.
Oh, Bill, as handsome as ever.
A simple young man who never loved you enough, Auntie.
Don't say that, Spirit. It didn't matter. I was so happy loving him.
Until your own unconditional love came between you. The more you adored him, the more you lost favor in his eyes. Do you see yourself? You're older. Your eyes are needy. The eager, restless eyes of a spinster.
No, no, no. Spare me this. Not this, Spirit. No.
This music box is a neat little gift. But you gotta realize you matter little to me now. It's a hard and cruel world, but you're too soft-hearted. You're a fool for love. You love me no matter what. And frankly, it's suffocating. Another woman's replaced you.
Who could ever replace me, Bill?
Somebody cooler. A gal who will fight back once in a while. Your Miss Goody Two-Shoes thing was cute at first, but you've got no mystery. You're just too willing.
I'll do anything you want, Bill. Anything for you.
That's just it. I want a challenge, not surrender. Therefore, even though it's Christmas, I'm breaking off our engagement.
No, no, Bill, please, please.
Oh, don't worry. You'll get over me. I ain't so special anyway. You'll see.
Bill, no. Spirit, show me no more. Why torture me? Remove me. I can't bear it. Want me no longer. No longer. No longer.
The whole scene disappeared, and Auntie Scrooge found herself once more alone, back upon her bed. She drifted off to sleep, only to be awakened again by the stroke of 1.
I gotta get that clock fixed.
She gradually noticed a great blaze of ruddy light glowing from beneath the door. Something was in the outer room.
Come in, Auntie Scrooge! Come in!
Auntie Scrooge opened the door and beheld her own knitting room, transformed. The walls and ceiling were so strung with tinsel decorations that it looked like a shopping mall. Around the simulated fire lay a feast of takeout pizzas and donuts and seething bowls of Captain Crunch. And there sat a jolly glutton, not a petty bourgeoisie. The spirit bore an overflowing pouch, shaped like Plenty's horn, and held it up, high up, to shine its blue light, special, on Auntie Scrooge as she came peeping round the door.
Attention, shoppers! Auntie Scrooge, come on down! Come and know me better. I am the ghost of Christmas presents. You've never seen deals like these before.
Spirit, make whatever sales pitch you wish. My last lesson was a doozy, and I'm pondering it now. But if you have anything to teach, let it at me. I won't resist.
Very well. Touch my remote.
And immediately, Auntie Scrooge and the spirit found themselves in a tacky condo? On Christmas morning, Auntie recognized the place.
Why, this is the home of my executive assistant, Bobby Cratchit, her husband, and 3 kids. What's going on here, Spirit?
Give it back.
Me first.
It's mine.
That doesn't matter.
Mom!
Now cut that out, Peter. Stop it, Gidget. What's gotten into you kids? Where is that Tiny Tim? Have you seen him, Big Tim?
No, dear, but he couldn't have gotten far, not with that bum leg. Here he comes, Bobby.
Come on, you're wasting time. Ooh, just unwrap the presents already. Let's get it over with. Here, Gidget, from Grandma Cratchit.
Ew, yuck. A sweater? I hate this. It's turtle puke green. Don't you hate it too, Peter?
I thought that's your favorite color.
Not anymore, Daddy. It's so 5 nanoseconds ago. Here, Peter, you can have it.
Don't regift me, Gidget Cratchit.
Stop that! Hurry up, Tiny Tim. Get in here. You're gonna miss the whole thing.
Tiny Tim is getting closer, Bobby. Well, while we're waiting, here's my gift to you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Big Tim. But this better not be another vacuum cleaner like Oh.
Nice frying pan, Mom.
What do you think, honey? Ow!
Go on, Peter. Open this one.
Oh, this is so lame.
What? You said you wanted the EGAD. It's an iPad. It comes loaded with 20 gigabytes of the latest boy band videos and apps and tunes. That's what, 40,000 songs?
I already heard all these songs. They're oldies now. How could you, Mom? I hate it.
Okay, Peter. Just put it back in the box. We'll re-gift it to some... Or take it back to the store and say it had a software bug.
My goodness, Spirit. These Cratchit kids behave terribly. Bob Marley's ghost was right.
Not at all, Auntie. These are the kind of consumers who drive the economy. They generate manufacturing jobs. Overseas, at least. Ah, look. Big Tim Cratchit's got a special gift in store for Tiny Tim, who's just crawling up here now.
Okay, Tiny Tim. Here's your present. Open it up.
We hope you like it, Tiny Tim.
No, not another ukulele for him, Mom.
Tiptoe through the window, by the window, that is where
tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Oh, somebody stop him! God save us, everyone.
Tiptoe by the garden of the willow tree, and tiptoe through the tulips with me.
Oh, Spirit, I had no idea that poor Bobby Cratchit's Christmas was so wretched. This is truly awful to see a grown man singing like that. But tell me, Spirit, will poor crippled Tiny Tim die?
Not soon enough. Come, Auntie Scrooge, before he sings another verse. There's more Christmas presents across town.
Aw, Frederica and her partner Kim, but no friends for Christmas dinner? What kind of Christmas is this?
And then, Kim, get this. She said to me that my boba proposal was a bum handbag, and she believed it.
A bum what?
A bum handbag, a purse full of junk. Twaddle. It's one of her old-fashioned expressions, from the 70s, I think.
Well, she's a fool, Frederica. You've told me that.
And she's living in a fool's paradise. Auntie trusts too many people, has too many high ideals, she runs too many risks, and with my future nest egg.
Well, one of these days, she'll be gone, and then you can do what you want with the company.
But when? If we were smart, we'd sell the I.C. Scrooge name to the giant Yumnivorous Liquid Dessert Corporation.
Oh yeah, they're big time. Didn't they sell Eskimo pies to the Eskimos?
Yes. And they would take my advice about Dentist the Menace.
It's brilliant, dear, so edgy.
Yeah. But Auntie Scrooge won't allow it. Her relentlessly positive, but actually naive outlook will cost us millions.
Go ahead, dear, vent. Get it all out.
She stifled my career. I'm sure somebody will steal my Harry Potter teeth rotter idea and clean up.
Well, don't let Auntie spoil our Christmas. Want to microwave some dinner?
Nah, we'll just get something from the snack bar at the Movieplex. It's time to go. Grab your coat.
What film?
I don't know. Some sequel. Santa's Little Transformers or something. I'm just going for the tie-in ideas.
And with that, Auntie Scrooge and the ghost of Christmas presents traveled round the world. Much they saw, and far they went, and many malls they visited. But not with many happy returns. They stood in long lines at stores with legions of shoppers complaining. They saw holiday travelers strip-searched at airports and mired in traffic jams in terrible weather. They saw department store Santas unbearded by disillusioned tots and heard, well, it's the thought that counts, countless times from ungrateful gift recipients. And everywhere, the happiness brought by material goods was fleeting, but mankind pursued them more doggedly every year. At last, they returned to the streets of New London for the spirit's final lesson, but the spirit had aged.
My life upon this globe has a short shelf life. My time with you, Auntie Scrooge, is almost done. Have you learned by what I have shown you what dwells within mankind's heart?
What do you mean, learned? You show me nothing but greed and ingratitude, consumerism and callousness, longing and despair. This is dispiriting, Spirit.
And that is my point, Scrooge. It is a reality check for you, one that won't bounce.
This world is full of woe. That's why we need Christmas, now more than ever. If we can just give to one another, give ourselves without all the strings and ribbons attached, then maybe things will work out.
Get real, Auntie. That positive thinking stuff doesn't work. Look who's ruining the world today. Greedy, fearful, ignorant people. They've corrupted religion, government, business, culture, and they're immensely successful. Don't be a loser. You've got to fight fire with fire. Join the rat race.
But what if the losers like me? What if we band together? Use the internet or something to pool our resources. Promote green causes. Sold healthy products. What if we used our money for good?
Huh. It's only money. It's only money. It's only money. It's only money.
And with that, the spirit of Christmas presents disappeared. Auntie Scrooge stood upon the deserted street, awaiting the next ghostly visitor. Just then there rang out a chilling bell, striking 12 midnight. Auntie Scrooge knew it was tolling for... I said, just then there rang out a chilling bell, striking 12 midnight. Hey, sound effects artist, where's that chilling bell striking 12 midnight? Whatever, it'll have to do. Well, Auntie Scrooge knew it was tolling for her, and she now beheld the most fearsome spirit of all, the ghost of Christmas future.
Hello? This is Auntie Scrooge.
Hello, this is Tracy. How may I assist you?
What? Hey, is this the ghost of Christmas future?
Yes, but he's not here right now. We expect him soon. However, I would be happy to assist you. This is tech support.
What? Tech support? I thought I was going to be talking to a spirit.
Well, I am a disembodied voice. I do possess special knowledge, and I am calling from far away.
Far away? Do you mean the great beyond?
Actually, it's a call center in Bangalore, India. Now, how may I help you?
Bangalore, India? Is this the Christmas of the future?
Yes, in the future, they've outsourced Christmas to India. It's cheaper that way.
India? You don't have much of an accent.
Thank you. Oh, and we don't call it Christmas of the future anymore. Now it's Christmas version 3.0.
Oh, well, golly, I'm not so sure about all this. This wasn't what I had in mind.
That's the thing about the future. It's never what you had in mind.
Yeah, but tech support?
Well, you are having problems. Problems you hope will be solved in the future. You need tech support. There's tech support for your computer, your car, your fax machine, and now your life.
Oh, okay. Well, what is in my future?
In your future, death. Your computer will die, your car will die, and that fax machine, it's not long for this world.
Oh, no!
Oh, yes! And one more thing. You too. You will die. Oh, I hope this isn't news to you. According to our database, everyone dies. Those lifetime warranties always run out, and I wouldn't put much faith in those after-lifetime warranties either.
So, I'm going to die? Will it be soon?
Well, let's just say you will outlive your fax machine.
But will I die alone?
If you don't wish to die alone, there are options. You could always pick up a psychotic hitchhiker, or perhaps just drink the Kool-Aid. It's your choice.
Well, when I die, will I leave much of a legacy? My ice cream business?
Let's see. The I.C. Scrooge Company. I'm sorry, but there is no legacy showing up. All I can see is a smoking ruin right after the big fire.
Big fire? At the factory? Oh, no! What about my niece Frederica and Bobby Cratchit? Do they die?
No, they make a killing by selling off the Scrooge brand name to the giant omnivorous liquid dessert corporation.
But what about me? What about my goodwill? All the delight and good cheer I've tried to spread. My dreams.
Oh, they will all be betrayed. You see, just like your fax machine, dreams die too. Nothing lasts, and neither do you.
Well, I'm shattered.
You needn't be, but that is the standard option. Okay, how should I close this inquiry?
Well, what's the use of trying to do good if it's all waste? If everything dies, why even bother? I give up.
Me too. Very well. I'm happy to have been of service. Thank you for calling Christmas 3.0. Have a nice day. Or in your case, not.
And suddenly, Auntie Scrooge found herself back in her bedroom, safe and sound. But in reality, which is where she now found herself finally living, she was neither safe nor sound, just human. The visits by Bob Marley's ghost and the three spirits had succeeded in freeing her from the false hopes she'd relied on her entire life. Now, unburdened by illusion, she took all the love, hope, dreams, and other bunk she'd used to prop herself up through misfortune, tied them up in a handkerchief, and locked them away deep in her purse. Chastened by fate, Auntie Scrooge had finally left her fool's paradise and was now living in the real world with the rest of us. She'd have to muddle through, just like everybody else. Auntie Scrooge spent Christmas Day like other normal people. She got up and opened the few presents she'd bought for herself as a ruse to convince her that somebody cared. She went to church and sat while everybody went through the motions. Back home, she listened to old Christmas records she'd heard too many times before. She went to lunch at a Chinese restaurant with some Jewish neighbors. She channel surfed through sentimental and tasteless comic holiday films on TV. And oh yeah, she made out her will, leaving everything to her niece, Frederica. As night fell, Auntie Scrooge arrived, unfashionably late, at the company Christmas party. The dreary affair was just what she needed. A total downer.
Ho, ho, hum. Merry Christmas, Auntie Scrooge. You're late.
Late? Don't bury me yet. Oh, I'm sorry, Bobby. I had a rough night. How's the rest of the Cratchit family doing?
Don't ask. They're around here somewhere. Oh, there's Frederica. Gotta go find Big Tim.
Hello, Auntie. How's your Christmas? You remember Kim here?
Hello, old girl. My, you don't look like you got much sleep last night.
Actually, Christmas Eve was quite an eye-opener for me. I did a lot of thinking.
Did you?
Yes, and I've decided to step down from running the firm and let you take over, Frederica.
You... what?
That's right. It's time for somebody who's got a hipper view of the real world to run things.
Well, it's about time, Auntie. You've nearly run this company into the ground, if you don't mind me saying so.
No, I guess you're right. Do whatever you want with the company. I won't stand in your way.
Wow, that's great news. For me. I've got to go tell Bobby. We'll start making changes immediately.
Say, you don't look very good, Auntie. Are you ill? Your brow is sweating.
Sweating? Oh, I'll just dab my forehead with my hanky a bit.
Go get yourself a drink of the holiday eggnog over at the punch bowl.
Well, this may be my last batch of holiday eggnog. What's this? Wrapped up in my hanky. Oh, yeah. All the love and dreams and hope that caused me so much trouble. Well, I don't need this anymore. Oh, whoops! Right into the bowl.
Attention! Attention, everyone!
Wake up, you zombies! I see the tired faces, the briefcases. I want everybody to come over here. Right now! It's toast time. Nog up.
Goodness, I can't find my hanky in the punch bowl. Well, I might as well have some eggnog anyway. Boy, this is delicious.
Okay, listen up. This is a brand new day for the I.C. Scrooge and Marley Company.
What are you talking about?
Yes, I'm proud to announce that I've appointed myself new president of the company.
That's right, everyone. Auntie Scrooge has stepped down and Frederica is the new CEO.
Thank you. Now, there's gonna be changes around here. Lots of them. Starting with our product line. Tell them, Bobby.
First, we're gonna shut down the money-losing holiday eggnog production line.
We make eggnog!
Then, we're gonna start making boba.
Like those round alien guys?
Never mind. It's a company secret.
And it's gonna make us rich. Well, some of us anyway.
I propose a toast. A toast to...
How about a toast to Auntie Scrooge?
We want Auntie.
Okay. A toast to me. Sure, gang. Have yourself some holiday eggnog. What do you say?
Yes, go ahead, drink up. It's our last batch. Finish it. We're out of the eggnog business.
Oh, this is great.
Yes, sir.
But then the most extraordinary thing happened. As every man, woman, and child drank the eggnog, they felt refreshed, rejuvenated. They found new energy, new willingness, and great joy. All heaven broke loose. Soon the entire crowd was ecstatic, out of control. They added 5 more gallons of eggnog to the punch bowl, and everyone filled their cups again. Suddenly, dancing broke out, followed by foot races. 300 people playing blind man's bluff. They were swinging from the light fixtures, trampolining with tablecloths. Then somebody let the cows in, who promptly got nogged. And the chickens joined the fun. Then everybody got naked and threw their clothes in a pile. They formed a conga line and danced around and around. But at the peak of the frenzy, the Christmas tree caught fire and burned the building down. Well, although nobody was killed, the big fire completely wiped out the I.C. Scrooge and Marley Chilled Dessert Manufacturing Company. They lost everything. It appears the prediction of the ghost of Christmas 3.0 was right. Everybody lost their jobs, even the cows. All that remained was for Frederica and Bobby to sell the Scrooge name. As for Auntie Scrooge, well, she really learned her lesson. Her carelessness by dropping that hanky full of love and dreams into the eggnog cost everyone dearly. Bob Marley and the spirits had been right. In a world of worry, it's futile to be generous, open, and ever willing. And so, Auntie Scrooge curled up in a little ball and died of grief.
What a bum handbag. Hey, you narrator. That's the worst ending I ever heard.
What? Auntie Scrooge?
That's right. I can't abide a life-negating bunch of cynical tripe like this. It's a bum handbag. Twaddle. That's what it is.
Shh. Go away. The show's over.
Oh, no, it ain't. I got better. I recovered my joy. After seeing how my own love and hope could be spread to everyone else, I went over your edge. So your smug little unhappily ever after ending is hereby kaput.
Oh, no it ain't. Says right here in the script. Look. And so, Auntie Scrooge curled up in a little ball and...
Give me that script, you.
Hey, you can't do that. This is a radio drama. Without a script, what do we do now?
Now? Well, we're going to have to improvise.
What? Hey, look, I don't make this stuff up. I just read it.
Okay, I'll teach you how to improvise. The first rule is don't deny. You gotta say yes. Yes to everything and yes to everybody. Hey, gang.
Yes.
Want a happy ending to this story? To life?
Yes.
Okay, it's all about willingness. Now, answer me some questions. We were all gloomy, right?
Yeah.
And we drank spiked eggnog, right?
Yes.
We were. And then we all felt love and goodness and joy, right?
Yes.
And everybody had a blast, right?
Yes.
And then the building burnt down.
Yes.
Wait, stay with me. Go with it. You gotta embrace it, the good and the bad.
Yes.
That's the secret. You gotta learn to love it no matter what happens to you. Yes?
Yes.
It's just what we needed. Some humbling, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where were we? Oh, yes. the building burnt down, right?
Yes.
And our jobs?
Yes.
We won't solve?
Yes.
Make plenty of money selling
Spiked eggnog.
Spiked eggnog. It's Christmas. Have another cup of that eggnog. Spiked eggnog. Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna have some more of that eggnog. Spiked eggnog. That Christmas pick me up. Have another cup of that eggnog. Spiked eggnog. Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna have some more. Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna have some more. Ho, ho, ho. I'm gonna have some more. Wow, that's great! But you know what this party really needs? Let's get the ghost of Bob Marley out here to sing the whole song.
Oh, Auntie man, thank you. The office Christmas party was such a drag. Tired faces, briefcases, food that made you gag. No legal time to be rid of gloomy Christmas day. Till someone spiked the eggnog in a special way. I took a sip, my backbone flipped. I sent my mind on a holiday trip.
Eggnog, spicy eggnog.
That crazy Christmas pick me up. Let's all have another cup
of that eggnog, spicy eggnog.
Oh, I got to have some more.
Everybody got loaded full of holiday cheer. Some were dancing, some were swinging from the chandelier. The big boss got sauced and was on the run. Some mistletoe-toting gal saying, "Come here, hon." As she closed in, she began to grin. The big boss only came up as high as her chin.
Eggnog, spicy eggnog. This Christmas pick me up, let's all have another cup of that eggnog. Spicy eggnog. Ho, 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 I've got to have some more. Another gallon of eggnog and things really got wild. Everyone got naked, threw their clothes in a pile. We formed a Congo line and danced round and around till our Christmas tree caught fire and burned the building down. We lost our jobs, but we won't sob. We'll make plenty of money selling spiced eggnog. Eggnog, spicy eggnog.
That crazy Christmas pick me up. Let's all have another cup
of that eggnog. Spicy eggnog.
Ho, ho, ho. I've got to have some more of that eggnog. Spicy eggnog. That crazy Christmas pick me up. Let's all have another cup of that eggnog. Spicy eggnog. Ho, ho, ho. I've got to have some more. Ho, ho, ho. I've got to have some more. Ho, ho, ho. I've got to have some more. And that concludes our program, Auntie Scrooge, a backwards Christmas Carol. Our program was written and scored by Anthony E. Palermo and was directed by Andrea Unger. This has been a production of the DreamWrights Radio Network.
You have been listening to, in order of appearance, Scott Lamar as the announcer, Ron Ruman as the narrator, Dixie Smith as Auntie Scrooge, Ellen Helfrich as Bobby Cratchit, Linda McFall as Frederica, Ralph Washington as Bob Marley's ghost, Jackie Kagi as Ghost of Christmas Past Due, Scott Lamar as Bill, Beth Ann Greenewalt as Ghost of Christmas Present, Dave Unger as Big Tim Cratchit, Jonah Unger as Tiny Tim, Caitlin Damon as Gidget Cratchit, Wesley Smith as Peter Cratchit, Jonah Unger as Kim, and Shannon McElroy as Tech Support Christmas 3.0. This show was recorded and edited at DreamWrights Center for Community Arts with sound engineer and technical director Jay Schmuck. Sound effects performed and edited by Dave Unger and Enzo Messina. From all of us at DreamWrights, we wish you a wonderful holiday season and...
Merry Christmas, everybody.